Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Healing with the Majestic Sunset. I am Artest Serena. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clear the energy with sound. So if it bothers your ears, you might want to turn down your volume. Okay, I hope all of you are doing well on this beautiful, beautiful weekend. The post shadows of the buck full moon in Aquarius. We're in the post shadows of that full moon right now. Ooh. I hope you all are doing well, having a good day. I already pre-shuffled, so the cards that are here now, I have them covered because they're naked. But it's the Lover's card, the Temperance, and a double rainbow. That's leading to like divine intervention. So you guys, or whoever this reading will resonate with, I'm not sure where the reading will go, but from what I can see, whoever you are being called to go towards your destined path, or you are already on your destined path. And in divine intervention, it was something that possibly happened in your life that led you to this path, but it was just divine timing for you. No matter what your age is, no matter when you had your first awakening, that was divine timing. That was orchestrated already. So if you were younger, you felt like you're older, it was just divine timing. And that was the time for you to actually, wake up, have your first awakening and be on your destined path. Okay. So let's get the first card. King of Cups to the Hierophant. So I'm feeling like for some of you in the recent past, I believe I feel like there's a King of Cups, someone who, was supposed to be loving, giving, who was supposed to just be giving a lot of love. Um, I just feel like the Most High is disappointed with this person. That's kind of what I'm getting. There could be elders around this person that's disappointed. Or maybe you feel like somebody was disappointed in you, an authoritative figure, possibly in the what I want to say, in the world of religion. Maybe maybe you changed courses, but there's some disappointment here. And I feel like there is some shame with this King of Cups energy. Archer, careful, aim on target. So I believe that this person that someone went to for advice, that's what I'm getting with this Archer here. This was the go-to person to ask about things about, relationships or, life. They really trusted. They really, really trusted this person. With the Hierophant being here, they trusted this person's expertise. They probably thought this person was coming from a place of high morals and standard. But I believe that this person didn't give the best advice to this King of Cups energy. And for the simple fact that they're still underneath, this Hierophant energy is still underneath certain belief systems. And they're used to doing things a certain way. like within societal norms. And so the advice that they could have gotten possibly about you, or this is someone giving you bad advice, in love, with this King of Cups being here. And it's almost like, whatever advice this person received, it didn't fill their cup. They possibly, didn't give another person a cup of love, for the simple fact that they could have been just different. They're not religious, possibly. Two of Wands to the Queen of Cups. I believe this person, in wanted to make plans. They were making plans for someone they felt that was an energetic match for them, this Queen of Cups energy. But I don't think they gave this Queen of Cups their cup of love. It's like they spilled this cup. They possibly let the love dry up. They just didn't give like they were supposed to. We know the King of Cups all is an energy that will ration out their love, but I just believe this person held back. They held back their love. They were making plans. It's almost like this person, was making silent plans. And maybe you knew this person was making plans for you to make something solid between you guys, to work well. They were supposed to work well with you. I believe that you guys were supposed to be, a blessing to each other, um, gifts from the Most High to each other. And maybe this person kept you a secret after, getting some bad advice. Maybe you felt this person wasn't telling you their plans. They wasn't, expressing to you, that they was gonna make something solid. Maybe you guys started making plans, and all of a sudden it seemed like this person stopped communicating these plans with you anymore. Yeah. Five of Swords. This person got some really bad advice, and it just seemed like you were guided to move, forward to calmer waters, because there was a lot of confusion, a lot of chaos, a lot of, mind manipulation going on here, you know. So I believe that because of all the conflict, it could have been that this person that they got advice from was jealous, whether this was another person outside of you or yourself, whoever, this energy is. I believe this person could have been jealous of this person's love life. Maybe because they felt like they found an energetic match, a counterpart, someone who loved them, someone who they love. And I believe that this was supposed to be a deeper, higher love. This is like a love from the soul, with that Lover's card being here with the Temperance. That was a soul connection, a soul partner. It was almost like the first marriage that, what God put together. Not really, not God on this earth, but the Most High put together. But I believe that, the Hierophant is underneath, like, the rule of pretty much what man put together. They say it's God, but I believe the God they're talking about is just man and societal norms, and what society says, who society says you should marry. Like society says they should match your salary, or, they feel like equally yoked mean, oh, you both are, under some religious structure. You both are Catholic. You both are this, or Episcopalian, whatever that is. You both are underneath some type of, religion, and it could have been that, you're not underneath religion, or the other person wasn't underneath, those, they were kind of rebellious against religious norms and structures. And that definitely could have been the issue with my phone going off there. But so this worried another person, maybe because of what the other person could have been into. King of Cups. This person really held back their love. This seems like another person. They sabotaged themselves. They sabotaged a connection themselves. They left. Not only did they possibly leave you out in the cold or abandon you, they felt abandoned themselves, because abandoning you meant for them to feel abandoned, because it's almost like you guys were already married in the spirit. You guys had a connection before you came to this earthly realm. That's what I'm feeling. And this person is worried. They held back their love from someone who they do feel like it was a counterpart. I was told to take this one. The devil. Here we go. Let me cover them up. The devil. Yep. So presently, this person is underneath the rule. This King of Cups, King of Wands energy. This person, I feel like they felt like they could not take action. They felt some type of bondage. Maybe they felt like they had a restriction, or they continue to take action towards things that were more lust based. This person had demonic forces pretty much dictating to them. They were overpowered by their demons. That's kind of what I'm feeling. House, home, belonging, roots. So yeah, this person, it's almost like this demonic entity was attached to this person's roots. And you guys possibly had a false start. They felt like it was poor timing. Failure to launch. They failed to be able to get something off the ground. And it's because of this entity that's attached to their family roots. They had demonic force looming over them. And this could have been in their family from generations to generations. And it's possible that they were supposed to break out. They were supposed to be the generational curse breaker of this demonic force in their family. That's what I'm getting here. Eight of Pentacles. They were supposed to work hard to get away from this demonic entity, and a lot of whoever this person is could have also used work as an excuse of why they were always silent, why they couldn't see you, why they wasn't showing up for you, why they wasn't speaking up for you. This person distracted themselves from with work instead of doing the inner work to heal. They were being called to do this inner work to heal this, so they can they won't be under any type of bondage. But this person let family traditions, societal norms dictate how they were gonna love, who they were going to love. But when the Most High sends you a gift and it's in the form of another person, it's not going to look like what society says all the time. If you're up in your finances, this person could be down in their finances, or vice versa. If both people could also be in man-made marriages, that was not ordained by the Most High. And most people say, well, if you're married, the Most High won't send you another person. That's a lie. Because if you're supposed to be with someone and you were ordained to be with that person, you guys were married in the spirit, that's the marriage that you cannot come in between, the marriage between the two souls, not the marriage before man. If you're not happy and you're being under some type of a bondage, and you were the one that was supposed to break out of that, break your family roots out of that, you will be the Most High will send you your counterpart, because you're not in an ordained by the Most High marriage. You know, you were put together by man. So that's false. You know, that the Most High won't send you someone. Yes, they will. They will send you your destined partner, though. But a lot of times, you will get, this demonic entity will send you people first that's going to feed that demon that's attached to another person. And as you feed that whatever that demon is, as you keep quenching that thirst, it just grows and gets stronger. So it was able to overpower this person's family roots from generation to generation. King of Swords to the Ace of Cups. It's almost like this person cut down the relationship before it actually got off the ground. In the beginning stages, this person didn't give to this properly from the beginning. This person could have been, a little cold. This person was supposed to show up as a King of Cups in your life, and all you probably was getting was the more lust-based form of this person, with the King of Wands here and the King of Swords. And this person possibly was always focused on money. King of Pentacles being right behind the King of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. So it's possible that this person was supposed to break from, a marriage. They were destined to break free from a marriage that was ordained by man, or just a person who they shared finances with. It seemed like they were supposed to break free from that, but instead they chose to break free from the gift, the true love that the Most High sent to them. You guys were supposed to break some generational curses off your bloodline, because whenever you come together with someone of a high level soulmate like that, there is some work that you guys were supposed to do together, some spiritual work. So, breaking of certain curses. It could have been, in someone's family, they could have been, more lust based, drugs, anything that was very addictive that kept them bound. You two possibly were supposed to meet and break free. Whatever was, binding your family was supposed to be broken by you, and what was binding this other person's family roots was supposed to be broken by them. That's what I'm getting. They were supposed to walk away from this bondage, but instead it seemed like they emotionally withdrew from you. The Queen of Cups, their counterpart, they were supposed to show up in this King of Cups energy, and they didn't. They didn't show up loving. It's almost like they knew they were supposed to show up to you like that. It's almost like this person got an epiphany, a download from the Most High, a dream, something that let them know that they were supposed to show up in this loving energy towards you. And they did not. They showed up with more lust-based, cutthroat energy. And they ultimately withdrew any emotions that they felt for you. They withdrew themselves from you. They took their energy away from you. It is almost like it never got past the first stage, which was that Ace of Cups energy. Right. So this person possibly went towards something new, in some type of new spark. But the Ace of Wands is the beginning stages of that fire, so it can easily burn out. So it's almost like this person didn't want, they walked away from something that felt too deep to something that was more shallow, surface based, something new, something that, you know, they didn't have a lot of passion for, but it would still feed their urges. That's exactly what I'm getting. They didn't want anything that was too deep, that was gonna cause them to go deep into their emotions, because they were supposed to go deep into their emotions so they can heal what needed to be healed, and all of that garbage can be purged from their bloodline, from their DNA. That's kind of what I'm feeling. Death in the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, this person what's hidden, what's not being able to be seen right now, is that this person, by them breaking and severing the contract with whoever you are, that you were tied to their destiny. So since they ended that contract with you by energetically rejecting the offer, it's almost like they rejected their destiny. They rejected being on their, you know, in their calling, you know, what they came down here to do. Is like, that's what they rejected. You know, that's in the unseen, was not being seen. Like, even if this person still, you know, look decent, you know, they still possibly have jobs or whatever, what's being seen is that they severed this contract. You know, this was a divine contract. Wheel of Fortune here, this was a divine contract. It's like you two were supposed to remember each other. The Crow, this is like from the soul. You know, they were supposed to remember you, and they were going to have soul recognition with you if they would have showed up the way that the Most High told them to show up. Because this person, um they did intuitively get that nudge. They were told, they felt who you were to them. They knew your energy was different. You know, so it's almost like this person forfeited their destined path, their destiny, because they rejected to answer the call. And you were part of this person's destiny. You were part of each other's destiny. The Ten of Pentacles to the Wheel of Fortune, you guys were supposed to build something solid here, not just with love, but it was gonna benefit your finances as well. You guys were gonna break these generational curses, which would have allowed for your inheritance, your divine inheritance, to be opened up for the both of you. You know, but it seemed like this person forfeited their divine inheritance because of family tradition, someone who they made a family with. They decided to stay on that hamster wheel instead of taking their new destined path. Yeah, they needed to heal this family, whatever, from their family roots. They were supposed to do some healing. You know, they were the ones sent here to heal this. You know, but instead this person, it's almost like the traffic was too noisy. You know, they were having a good time. They were feeding their cravings, their demons, whatever monkey was on this person's back. They were feeding that and making it stronger, making it bigger. You know, this could, you know, definitely they these were people that they lived with before, who they, you know, partied with. This could have been people, you know, that showed up at their wedding if they were ever married to someone else. But they were supposed to heal these family issues. That's what I'm getting. They needed to go through that healing, and you two possibly sparked each other's awakening, you know, and they were supposed to get on this path eventually with you. Yeah, they stalemated this. They knew this Two of Swords knows what decision that they need to make. But it's almost like this person ignored it. It's almost like if they don't make a decision, that everything would just fall in place. But they were supposed to make a decision about you. You have to say yes. I heard say yes to the dress. You have to say yes to your destiny. It's not going to be forced upon you. The Most High is not going to force you. But this was a destined path. This person just didn't not incarnate to go out and have a good time and to go screw every Tom, Dick, and Harry or Janice that they find. Excuse me if that's anyone's name, but they were supposed to come here and yeah, we're supposed to have a good time, but if you're here to break some curses, you can't just say, oh, I'm just gonna do what society wants me to do. I believe this person felt deep within that they were here for a greater purpose, and they probably didn't understand that until they met you. Yeah, Two of Swords, Eight of Swords. So this person, they let um indecision. It's almost like this person decided not to answer. They just didn't make a decision. They stayed stuck where they were. They stayed bound, and it's like they were bound to these traditions. It's almost like it was on replay in this person's mind, you know, about these family traditions, because stepping into their calling meant leaving all of that behind. Oops, shoot. Yeah, that meant leaving all of that behind. Excuse me, these cars just want to fly everywhere. Yeah. Sorry about that. So this person seemed like their destiny has been shattered. They decided not to to forfeit it just by, they walked away from this contract. You were part of this contract. They were supposed to wake up. Even if you guys didn't end up together, they were supposed to start their journey, you know. Knight of Wands. This person was reckless. They gave very little. They were going towards, more superficial, more naive energy. And this person was naive, because they had not healed their childhood traumas either. So this person was very naive and doing things like a reckless teenager. You know, the Knight of Wands could be very sexual, very reckless with this fire. Doesn't know how to really use that fire energy properly. We got the Tower and crossroads. Exactly. Sorry about that, collective. But we have the Knight of Wands, the Tower, and the crossroads. So this person, by them not making a decision, by them stalemating this, they were reckless. They were going towards, like I said, more naive energies. They was feeding this demon inside of them, this lust demon, whatever this lust was. It's thundering now. So whatever that was, whether it was drugs, other parties, more just superficial relationships this person was running back to. And it seemed like, he's positioned in the past. So this person was going to familiar energies. This man, you or your current, a person, boyfriend, fiance. So this could be a man that was in this energy, and it also could have been a woman that was deep in her heavy in her masculine, toxic masculine energy. But either way, it was toxic masculinity, whether this was a woman or a man. They were definitely in their toxic masculinity energy, and that caused a tower. That caused for this contract to be severed. That caused for this breakup between you two. And so you may have started to see the truth about this person. It may have taken some time. You may have gotten a download. You may have just known what this person was doing. You might have gotten a strong gut feeling. This person was supposed to, I just heard, leave childish things behind. This person was supposed to stop giving to that demon that they were feeding. They were supposed to stop that cycle, that vicious cycle of going back to exes and or familiar energy. They was giving to the wrong thing. While they were breadcrumbing you. The emperor, this person was supposed to step into their power, step into their divinity. That was justice. They were supposed to make things right in their family roots. That is what this person was supposed to do. That person was supposed to end that vicious cycle of being a child, a teenager, acting like a reckless ass teenager. This probably was a man or woman 35 and up. They were supposed to leave childish things behind. They were supposed to grow the fuck up. They were supposed to step into their power and be this emperor. But they showed up as a knight of wands. They were still in that reckless energy, probably dropping seeds all over the place, just recklessly having sex. We're not supposed to be just recklessly giving ourselves to people. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. We're not supposed to be wasting and spilling our seeds all over the place. Everything has a purpose. It's for new beginnings. Whether you guys are making a child or building businesses, you're building this new life. You're having new beginnings. Those seeds were supposed to be planted on good ground, good soil, not to be wasted with whomever they were sleeping with. And, this person could be a heavy masturbator, just not manifesting anything good. They just, stand in that nasty, funky energy of the whores that they've been sleeping around with. This person probably was a whore. Right. So it's like this person, by them not ending that reckless behavior, it's almost like they forfeited their place as being an emperor. They're no longer looked at by the Most High as an emperor. You might not see this person as your emperor anymore. When all that shit came down, that tower fell, you possibly don't even look at this person as being your emperor. You might still love this person and they love you too. And that's why that first picture of the King of Cups, it's like this person is ashamed of themselves. They just held on to this cup and they let that fucking water dry up. They let the love dry up. It just sat there. Water's not supposed to be sitting there still. It gets contaminated. The water's supposed to be flowing. You're not. It's almost like this person held their love captive, like somebody was going to beg for their funky ass cup of love. That's kind of what I'm getting. That's why I'm getting a little mad, because it's almost like this person is like dangling their love over somebody's head, and you wasn't to be fucked with. They wasn't supposed to be fucking playing with you. This was serious. When we're here to break some curses off of our bloodline, this shit is not a TikTok video that you just want to go fucking viral, of them partying and bullshitting. This was something that was very serious, and they should have taken this serious. They should have taken this serious. They didn't give to this relationship. They fed too much of their dark side. They didn't even come into communion in relationship with the Most High like they were supposed to. That was the relationship that was gonna help them to sever ties with these demons, because you have to have something very powerful to get this monkey off your back, because this person possibly let this demon grow and get very, very strong. So now it's like angelic energy has the strength to sever this, but they still have to do the work. You were like that angelic presence. This person, they traded in their beautiful feathered wings for bat wings. That's what this is a fallen angel. They didn't give to you. They didn't give to the Most High. It's almost like they had a type of a relationship with the Most High to where they just was looking for the Most High to give them. They were looking for everybody to give them. That's kind of what I'm feeling. King of Swords. Knight of Pentacles. This person, their harsh cutoff, their harsh treatment is almost like they're being, I believe this person cut you off very harshly. This Knight of Pentacles, this horse is bucking them off. So it's like this Knight of Pentacles is not a Knight of Pentacles that's going to ever get to his destination. Because of this person's harsh tone, they showed up, they made you have to possibly turn into the King of Swords, because this is your position. Now so they possibly had you to turn into, the King of Swords energy. You probably had to turn this person off or cut them off, turn them off. Yeah, you probably did turn them off. They probably turned you off, right? But this person, you probably cursed them out, and that could have turned them off. They could have made them, say some harsh things. Maybe they possibly was saying, oh, if it wasn't for your tone, I would have come in with something solid. It's almost like this solid offer could not come, nothing solidified between you guys. This person took entirely too long. They were reckless. And it's like, at this rate, this person was kicked off of that horse. They were kicked off of that horse. This man, this woman, child, man, child, it's like this person had a harsh cutoff, and maybe everything just shattered, But the current environment is this King of Swords. So maybe this person wants to communicate. Maybe they want to talk. Maybe you still talk to this person. Church, principle, religion. See, this person needed to cut that off. They needed to take that sword to their beliefs, that unnatural belief system. They were supposed to cut that off. It seemed like they cut you off harshly for religious belief, principles, marriages that man put together, superficial things that really wasn't going to help them break the generational curses from their timeline and from their roots. They were supposed to ride out. They were supposed to go on their path and possibly speak about converting from religion to they were supposed to spread the good news about the Most High and how their life was supposed to turn out. I believe that's what this person was supposed to do. This person was supposed to be cut off those dogmatic beliefs and family traditions that just kept them and their family bound from generation to generation. But they chose to cut themselves out of their destiny for religion or structures that was given to us from a place to keep us enslaved. That's what I'm feeling. Yeah. That monkey on their back was too strong. They were having too much fun out here. They was reckless. This person was very reckless. They were having too much fun feeding this demon. That's what it looked like. This page of wands here, they look like they ignored. It's almost like they didn't want to have to do the work. That's what I'm feeling like. They still wanted to play around. They felt like it was too hard to cut this energy off. Whatever the demon that they were feeding, it was strong because they kept feeding it. So now, like I said, you keep feeding it, it's going to get stronger. It's going to get more powerful, because you're feeding it. You have to cut it off at the roots. You have to cut that kind of energy off at the roots. And that's what this dumbass was supposed to do. They were supposed to have a new beginning away from things of their past. And now they're mourning. I believe this person is mourning because they know down in their spirit, they already know that they made the wrong decision by staying there in their past. They probably went through a lot of grief, heartache. They probably lost close family members, and it's almost like this person didn't want to grieve whatever it is that they had to leave behind. They didn't want to have to grieve this. So now they're just grieving the loss of you. If this person took too long, even if this person is still in your life, it's like nothing got past the beginning stages, is because they wouldn't cut this energy off. They wouldn't cut this out. They didn't want to grow up. They wouldn't do the healing work. They were supposed to, lean into this new beginning, and they were supposed to intuitively do it. This person possibly, they had their third eye blocked. This person was spiritually depleted. They were in a deficit spiritually. This person is in spiritual debt. So it could have been where their third eye was blocked. Their intuition was blocked because they wasn't using it anyway. They were going against it. Queen of Swords. So it's almost like you match their energy. You match their energy because you are their counterpart. So you just matched their energy and became a mirror for this person to see how nasty they are. And you just probably did that shit in silence. Some of you probably said what you need to say, and that was it. Some of you just went totally silent. And that caused more truth to come out for this person. So it's like this person is getting tower after tower because they didn't follow their destined path. They were supposed to go ahead and start healing their heart so they can be able to trust their heart to go towards the things that the Most High wants you to go towards, not the things that man wants you to do. That's the problem. Exactly. So now this person could be taking financial hit, but they definitely feel abandoned because it's almost like this person is an orphan. Because when you don't do what the Most High tell you to do, you want to go your own way. That means this person went further away from the Most High. So it's almost like they abandoned themselves. They abandoned you. They abandoned their calling. So the Most High pretty much is probably turning its face away from this person, because it's like they're not going to make you. They're not going to make you, but you came down here, you made a pact. You made a commitment already. But it's almost like the commitment that this person made with man was more important than the commitment that they made in the ethers with the Most High, with you, while you two were sold before you got into this avatar, this earth suit. Queen of Swords, look at this. To the Page of Pentacles. So it's almost like any small offer, you're going to cut this down. Any future offer coming in from this person, if it's small, you're definitely you cutting them down. You know, this person might want to come in and share some good news with you, but it looked like you're open to having a conversation with this person, but they can't play with you. You know, they cannot play with you, because I mean, her sword is up. She's saying, yeah, I hear you out, but one false move and I'm gonna cut your ass down to your knees. Drum, self-expression, be bold. So yeah, you being very bold right now. That's your future stance, to be very bold with your speech, you know, but you're a very peaceful, harmonious person. And you guys were supposed to be this. You know, dolphins are very, very intelligent. So this person knows how to communicate well. You know how to communicate well, because you two match. You know, this was supposed to be a fun, harmonious relationship. But this person, I just feel like this person was a whole jackass. That's why that horse was bucking him off. It's almost like the horse knew. The animals know when you're making a messed up choice, when you're not going towards the things you're supposed to be going towards. It's almost like, you know, this person was being bucked off the path, because it's almost like they were just coming in to future fake, you know, when they really had no good intentions, because they were still bound by their demons. They were still bound by their family traditions. They were still bound by societal norms and structures, things that was given to us. The Lovers, Five of Cups. This person, if they don't do the healing work, and if they don't make things right with you, they just looking at a lifetime of mourning this connection, mourning their even mourning the Most High, because this person is gonna be, if they don't feel abandoned, they will be feeling abandoned even by the Most High, because they didn't get on their destined path. So it'll be like, until this person do what they're supposed to do, it's almost like the Most High saying, well, do what you want to do, but don't expect me to be there when you need me. You know, this person, I just heard, whenever you call me, I'll be there. So this person was supposed to answer this call. They were supposed to be there for you. It seemed like by them abandoning this contract, you are possibly a person that has always been abandoned. You probably had some abandonment wounds that this person triggered, that you had to go in and heal. But you might be a person that has nobody. And this dumbass, that's what I'm getting. This dumbass possibly was given to people who already were being given to. You know, because some people, if you come from a home and you coming from a broken home, you already don't have, you know, good parents. This person will be someone that want to marry somebody who have their mom and dad who love them, you know, just because, you know, they feel like they owe that person more. It's almost like that person used to being treated good. You used to being thrown in the garbage type of energy. That's kind of what I'm feeling. It's almost like this person prejudged you. If that was somewhat of your situation, this person probably was prejudging you. They were supposed to come in with this loving energy because you had already been beat down by life. This person could have been a little bit more popular one, a little bit more charismatic. You could have been more, more soft spoken, more, more humble. Wheel of Fortune. So it's fated for you to have a destined partnership. Is the will is in your favor. You're already in this partnership with the Most High, and they could send a replacement energy, someone that's doing the healing work. You've done a lot of transforming, and so you need a partner to meet you where you are. So if this person want to be on your vibration, they have work to do. A lot of work to do. I just heard Vanessa Williams. I got work. I got work to do. But yeah, you guys done a lot of work on yourself, and this person has a lot of work to do because it seemed like they took a long time not answering their divine calling. So for some of you, this person will do enough healing, but for some of you, you will get replacement energy, someone to replace that energy, that's going to be where you are in your healing. You just have to use discernment. No matter if this person comes back and they're transformed, or you have a new partnership, you still have to use discernment, because these demonic entities, they're very crafty. They know what you like. They know what you're looking for. They know what you're longing for. So that's why the Most High doesn't want us to really need or long for anything outside of ourselves, because we have everything that we need, including the Most High, because the Most High is inside of us. Once you do the work, you already tapped in. You already tapped in once you do the work. You already tapped in, being able to feel the Most High. You know, once you start doing that energy work and healing work and you start purging, we have so much gook and bullshit deep down inside of us, things that we needed to heal, things that we need to purge, all kind of traumas, and all kind of wounds. So this person just triggered your wounds and they gave you more wounds to heal from. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, because they needed to grow up. They needed to grow up and heal that inner child, But you guys are going towards your wishes. A lot of you have healed your inner childhood wounds so you can be in that youthful energy, that youthful but still mature energy. Because you've done a lot. You guys are on the path of your North Node. So it seems like, it could have been some of your finances could have been tied to each other. So it's almost like you just going to go, as you keep going on your path, you'll just get your inheritance opened up to you. And this person, they have to do the same. So you may feel like, money is growing a little slower. You had to do everything on your own because this dumbass was supposed to be your partner. They were supposed to be at least a partner, that twin energy, that high level soulmate that, you kind of trigger each other, you heal what you need to heal, but you get on your destined path, whether you're going to be together or not. That's the whole plan. But instead, they make this shit so difficult. They make it hard. You already have a hard life. You already have a hard time with doing things because you're different than what society says you should be anyway, but you don't really give a shit. But this person, apparently they gave too much. They care too much. They gave too much to these familiar energies. But you're just gonna move on. Knight of Pentacles, you will get to where your destined path, wherever you are meant to go, you will get there. You just keep going. Don't let anybody throw your chariot off. Don't let anybody throw your equilibrium off. Stay as balanced as you can, stay stable inside. You've done enough healing to move forward. This life is a whole journey. You're never 100% healed. You're never going to stop learning. Well, you never should stop learning. If you're still living here at 80 or 90, you have your right mind, you still should be able to pick up a book and learn something. Give some of your wisdom out. We're meant to help each other on this journey because it's not too many of us. There's not too many. We have more haters than anybody else. But, look at how this world is going. Most people hate each other. Humans hate each other. They'll cry over some dead dog in the middle of the fucking road while they're killing each other in the fucking streets. It's ridiculous to me. But don't let nobody throw your chariot off. That's what I'm saying. You're going to get to where you need to go with or without this person. But as long as the Most High is with you, and you have air in your body, in your lungs, you're gonna make it. You're a good communicator. You're highly intelligent. You're very innovative. You know, So put whatever ideas you have, put that in motion. That is what the Most High wants you to do. They want you to put your ideas in motion, whether you have a partnership or not, whether you have a business partner or not. You keep going. You don't give up. That's what I'm seeing. You know. And you've already uprooted yourself. Those generational curses that you were supposed to heal, it looked like you guys healed these. You already uprooted from your roots. You're not attached to, what was causing your bloodline to whether it was, not to have for your finances to grow, not for love, whatever it is that demonic entity that was attached to your roots, you uprooted that. You uprooted yourself from those things already. Okay? And this shit wasn't easy with this mountain here. It was not easy. You went through the obstacles, even and this person gave you more to heal from. But you know what? You could be this woman. You might be the woman listening, or you're disbalanced within your masculine, your feminine energy, whether you're man or woman, but you're ready. It's almost like you're ready to take off. It's like on your mark, get set and go. So the Most High is rooting you on, and you will get your flowers. You will be happy, because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and you might be disappointed in this person. You might be disappointed in friends, family, whoever this person is to you. You guys have new job coming in, new career, a new project, whatever it is. You're gonna, you can be working with your gifts, your natural born gifts, talents. But that's on the horizon for you. That's definitely on the horizon for you. And so you're not worrying about people that's trying to convince people that they're this and that. These people think they're, this person probably thought they were tough shit, but hey, sometimes they just don't know no better, right? But anyway, but I know the Most High is pleased with you. That's the most important thing. The Most High is pleased with you. And people might be confused because they're getting the Most High and the God they serve mixed up. The Most High and the God they serve, that's not the same. They're not the same. The God they serve, they don't know that they just worshiping man. Some man told them to do that. Some man brought this in doing some man brought this form of slavery in, unfortunately, while a lot of the melanated people that, my ancestors, so that came in during those times, so we're here to break from those structures. We're here to break. See, they're keeping you under that glass ceiling for a reason. So you don't have the connection with the Most High. Your intuition is messed up, your discernment, you're going to go against all of it because your intuition, your discernment is going to be against what they're teaching us. It's going to be against it because it's against the Most High. The Most High wants us to, for me, we're just a form of the Most High. The Most High is almost like, I picture the Most High as a beach full of sand. That to me is like all that sand on that beach is like the Most High, and we're just one grain each. So it's enough of the Most High in us to be able to be our own gods and goddesses, but we have to harness that. We have enough power. That is enough power, but we have to harness and will it in. It's not easy. We have to do a lot of purging. And that's why a lot of us get into families, bloodlines that, mistreat us, make us feel abandoned, make us feel like we're not enough. You're too tall, you're too short, you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're too dark, you're too light. It's always something that you're too much of or too little. And that's by design. To already, from the time we are adolescents, to already have us so far removed from our destined path to where we almost don't find it. Look at this world. Most people will not find their destined path because, first of all, they're not looking. They looking to satisfy man. They looking for what did mama say? What did daddy say? What did the preacher say? It's like, it's like they, even if, their discernment tells them certain things, they go against it because we've been taught since we were younger to go against our feelings, our discernment. Even when we didn't feel like getting up and going to school, we had to get up and go. Even if you got a bad feeling, you still were made to go against your feelings. You were made to go against your discernment. Nobody listened to you because you were young. So that all affects us as we become adults. And that's why it takes so long to get on our destined path, because in all that healing we have to do, we have to unlearn and rewire ourselves, and that's by design to keep us in bondage, and then the next thing they want to bind up after your mind is your fucking finances, so it's always something. So we have to kind of be in this world, but not of it. We have to learn how to encourage ourselves and how to pull ourselves out of these binds that they're trying to keep us tied to, But anyway, collective, that was the end of the reading. I don't want to hold you up any longer, but whoever you are awake. Okay. You are aware. Okay. You're getting that DNA memory, that memory from your soul. You're awakening within. Things are becoming clearer to you. You just keep going and don't give up. Okay. But I love y'all. One thing, get ready for your new beginning. Get ready for your new beginning. Get ready for your new beginning because, you're going to have a very powerful start. You're very powerful. February 16th, February 7th may mean something to someone, but you're very powerful. This new beginning, they're going to see your power because you had to do a lot of this on your own. This is not an easy road to travel. So, enjoy your new beginning. Don't let anybody take your joy, not this past person, not none of these demonic entities that needs to go back to the pits of hell. Don't let anybody take your joy, Encourage yourself, have a good time with yourself, and don't worry about if you really want a life partner, one will be granted to you. But if you say, you know what, I've been there, done that, I really don't give a shit. Hey, whatever floats your boat, but you should not have something that you really desire because you met a few jackasses. You know what I'm saying? Just, be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself and keep doing the work, and because as you keep doing the work, you know who to not let in your life. You already know the bug's going to come in first when the lights come on. You the light. you know? So I love y'all collective, and I will see you all in the next reading. Bye bye.